All right, so welcome everyone to the Study Abroad for Black Studies major sessions. My name is Sam Lipiak, and I'm one of the regional advisors here at the UC Santa Barbara Education Abroad program. The focus of this meeting is going to be to discuss specific advice about studying abroad as a Black Studies major. So in this meeting, I plan to cover why I think you should study abroad, where are some of the places you might consider going given your major, what types of courses, internships, or research experiences you might want to think about while abroad, and how you can figure all of this out and where to get the resources that you need. If you want to learn more about general study abroad topics, such as how to apply, different types of housing, and other things to consider, please attend one of our Friday info sessions. We offer Study Abroad 101 on Fridays at 2 p.m., as well as our costs and scholarship sessions on Fridays at 3 p.m. These general topics won't be covered in this presentation. So before we get started about EAP and studying abroad, I want to let you know about another program that we have here in our office. The Capital Internship Program is now housed here in the same physical space as EAP, so both of our programs are located at South Hall 2431. This is another great off-campus opportunity that UCSB students should take advantage of prior to graduation. Students can intern either in in Washington, D.C. or in Sacramento, and they can receive units and utilize their financial aid as well. This program allows you to obtain different, the professional experience in a wide variety of fields that can set you apart from your fellow peers. You don't need to decide between doing capital internships or studying abroad. We have had lots of students in the past who always do both. So both of these are really great options for you to consider. And if you want more information regarding the capital internship programs, you can visit the website listed here at the top of this slide or make an appointment with our capital internships advisor. All right, and the last thing before jumping into more specifics, I want to address our pandemic situation and its impact on study abroad. A lot of the UC-EAP programs for this current academic year have already been canceled, but we do still have about 200 students currently abroad, and we have another group getting ready to go for winter and spring. We definitely hope that all of our programs will be offered as normal for the 2022-2023 academic year, but unfortunately we can't guarantee anything, and UC-EAP does reserve the right to cancel programs if they deem it unsafe to send the students. The only thing we can guarantee is that if you don't apply for studying abroad, you will be shutting yourself out of this experience. And applying is free, there is no application fee, and you always have a timeline where you can withdraw before the program starts without paying any fees. So you really have nothing to lose by applying. So take the risk, even though with COVID always being changing every day, every week, go ahead and apply. And, best case scenario, you get to go abroad and have a wonderful experience. All right, so now let's talk about why I think you guys should all study abroad as Black Studies majors. First off, by taking major classes abroad, you can help ensure that you will still graduate on time and sometimes even early. You can take your major courses abroad. You can sometimes take your GE courses abroad. There's nothing about studying abroad that will set you behind when it comes to graduation. And now I also assume that you chose your major because it's something that interests you. So why not pursue that interest in another setting that will offer you a completely different perspective on your major? You might even find courses abroad that aren't even offered here at UC Santa Barbara and on topics that you might be really interested in. So there's always something to look for, in terms of different topics and different perspectives you can get for studying abroad. In addition to your coursework, you also have opportunities to do an internship or conduct research abroad. Internships are really great because a lot of students really want that pre-professional experience before entering the job market. And it's really great to know that you don't have to choose between internships and studying abroad. You can do both at the same time, which is a really good resume booster for you all. You get that pre-professional experience while also building some international and intercultural experience as well. Conducting research abroad is also great, particularly if you're interested in grad school. You can conduct field research in another country, get those same intercultural and international skills that you get from any other study abroad experience, while also building that independent research skills as well. And lastly, you will just simply make yourself more marketable by studying abroad, regardless of whether you're doing an internship or just taking courses abroad. You are going to graduate with a degree from a great university in UC Santa Barbara, but you will be able to distinguish yourself from your peers when you look for that first job or are applying for grad school just from your study abroad experience alone. There's tons of different reasons, and I could go on for days about why you should study abroad, but we really like to highlight these reasons as, great reasons for you all to study abroad. So really quick, I wanted to highlight a former student who studied abroad and was a Black Studies major. Her name is Janet, and she studied abroad in Barbados. You can see on the screen, she quoted that studying abroad gave her an opportunity to learn about a new country and culture that was always of interest to her, and gave her essential life skills that are not needed, or that are needed not only as a global gaucho, but as a global citizen. So here she's really highlighting, she didn't just get academic skills and new perspectives out of it, but beyond being a student, it really helped her understand herself as a person and as a global citizen as well. So there's always room for personal growth you can get from studying abroad. And Janet really shows that here in this quote. So if you want to hear more about her experience and the experience of other Black Studies majors who have gone abroad, I highly recommend you check out our blog, where you can read Janet's posts and other posts from other students. You can always also check out our YouTube channel as well to learn about other student experiences. All right, now that we've covered the why you should study abroad, let's talk about the where. You have a lot of different choices when it comes to where you can go. And UCEAP offers over 150 programs in over 40 different countries, which is just amazing. So to search for program possibilities related to Black Studies, you should go to the UC Education Abroad program website. This is where you will find all of the University of California Study Abroad programs and tons of details about each program. To sort through your options, I recommend you use the Find a Program feature, which by clicking the menu at the top of the website, you'll get that dropdown, and there's that big Find a Program button that you see circled on the screen. Again, without narrowing your search, you'll find over 150 different programs, which is just a lot to go through. Luckily, the website has a bunch of filters you can use to start narrowing down your options. So you can first narrow down by discipline area and then by subject area. And that'll start showing you, the possible programs where you can take coursework related to your major. You can then further narrow down those options by selecting the language the courses are taught in, or maybe the term that it's offered, or an experience type as well. So you can really just play around with it and find a program that really fits you and explore all of your possibilities. So again, as a Black Studies major, you have so many options when it comes to picking a program. But with that being said, we have seen a trend where Black Studies majors typically study abroad in one of these countries you see on the screen. So a lot of students interested in African culture or politics, society, anything more related towards the African continent can study abroad in Ghana, Botswana, or in South Africa. All of these are great programs that are highly underrated by people of all majors, but I really like to highlight these for Black Studies majors who do have that interest in African society as well. But maybe you're a student who's more interested in the African diaspora, looking at African populations in other parts of the world. And for those students, I highly suggest looking at our program in Barbados. And sometimes even our program in Brazil has coursework available to look at the African diaspora in those countries. All of these are really great options, but you're not limited to these options. As long as you find a program that offers coursework that you can take for your major, you can go. We have sent Black Studies majors to countries such as Italy and Thailand even. So your possibilities are endless. We just like to highlight these as options, but obviously you can go wherever you feel like going. So again, in addition to taking coursework for your major, I also highly recommend that you consider doing that internship abroad. Again, this is a great way to get pre-professional experience, and it offers you a unique way to better get to know your host community. We have study abroad programs that integrate internships into them. Some of those programs, you only do your internship for academic credit. Some are just regular programs where you take coursework, but have a built-in internship on top of that. And many of our immersion programs also give you the option to go out and secure an internship on your own as well. Internships can vary from a wide variety of subjects. We've had students intern in Jordan who helped set up a non-proliferation conference regarding nuclear weapons, which is, amazing experience to get as a college student. We also have lots of people who maybe just wanted to teach English and get that experience. And you can see here we have a returnee, Elaine, who taught English in Japan. There's just so many different options, and you can definitely find something that really fits, what you want to do professionally. You also have options to do research for your major as well. And just like internships, there are programs that have research options built in. So such as our Mexico program and field research, where students go to Mexico, they connect with a mentor, and they design an entirely independent research project in a subject of their choosing. It can be open to anything you want it to be, and you can conduct that research project, you present it at the end, and it's, again, a really great option for those of you considering grad school. Even if you don't want a program that is designed just for research and you still want to take coursework, but maybe you're considering doing a research project, a lot of our immersion programs also give you the opportunity to design your own research project as well on top of your coursework. Serena, who was a Black Studies major who went to Ghana, did a research project while she was abroad, and she carried out interviews and was able to connect with local communities. And just the connection she built and the experience she got from doing that research project really helped her and opened her eyes to different social issues in the country. So there's so many good reasons to consider doing a research project abroad as well. So now that we've covered, why you should go abroad, where you can go abroad, and different opportunities within those programs and countries, let's take a look at some of the additional resources that we have for you guys. The screenshot you're seeing here on the screen is from the UCSB EAP website, which is different from the UC EAP website that had all of the program information. So this website here is specific just for UC Santa Barbara and is where you're going to find all of our campus-specific info regarding studying abroad. At the top there, you can see there's an academics tab, and by clicking that tab at the top, you will find a menu which will take you to the advising pages for all of the majors we have on campus. So again, after clicking that academics tab and that by major section, you will find a list of all of the different majors on campus. We organize them alphabetically. So for Black Studies, that is going to be near the top in the second row. And by clicking it, you will arrive at this page that has a lot of information directly from your department about studying abroad. So it gives you, the same reasons I just told you about why and where, and even a when section. But of particular interest is a section on what classes you should take if you want to receive major credit for any of your classes that you go abroad. So moving forward with thinking about the classes you want to take abroad, another excellent source of information about courses is our Guacho Credit Abroad database. This is a historical database comprised of all of the courses that UC Santa Barbara students have taken abroad for major credit or GE credit. You can filter out and see all the different options and different courses people have taken. Again, sorry, you can find that the link to that database on our UCSB EAP website under the academics tab. So when you look at Guacho Credit Abroad and you filter out just for courses that go for or that were taken for Black Studies major credit, you'll find over 100 different course results. So this can be really helpful if you're wondering what programs might offer more courses in your major, or if there's specific courses you think you can get abroad that a lot of people have taken abroad. But do keep in mind, this is a historical database of what has been done. It doesn't tell you what will be offered for the term you might be going. And it also doesn't mean that they will be offered again. And it doesn't mean you can get credit again necessarily. This is everything that's just been done at the past, and it's still a great reference for you guys to use when planning your coursework abroad. So Guacho Credit Abroad talks about UCSB specifically, what students have taken abroad, but there's also a broader resource comprised of all UC students on the UC EAP website. So this is the UC EAP course catalog. If you go back to the UC EAP website that we visited earlier, under the same menu, there's a student resources section, which has a link for the UC EAP course catalog, and you can see that circled there on the screen. So again, this covers courses taken by all UC students on EAP programs. Unfortunately, the UC EAP course catalog does not show classes specifically for Black Studies. However, they do have information for a lot of related subjects, so you can still browse the course catalog, and maybe you know like a general course you want to take, and you know like a subject that it kind of is related to, say maybe sociology or political science. You can always browse those subjects and see if there's anything that looks like it might count for your major. Again, just like Guacho Credit Abroad, this database simply reflects what has been done, not necessarily what you can do. New UC EAP programs are added every year, some are closed every year, so there's always programs coming and going, and a lot of these newer programs likely don't have a lot of historical data for them. So if you're trying to look for the most recent data, the most accurate information you can get about the courses you might take, where you want to go is back to the UC EAP website, and under each program's own page, there's an academics tab on the left. Under that academics tab, you will find the most accurate course information for that program, which will include the number of courses and credits you will be expected to take. If it's a program with like a predetermined set of courses, those courses will be listed on that page. If it is a program with a host university, such as this one for Lund University in Sweden, the academics tab will have links to the host university's course catalog, which you can browse and see what types of courses they typically offer. And then you can always search for what courses they're planning to offer as well. So that's how you can get the most accurate course information for your program. So we just covered a lot about the resources you can use to search for your UC EAP programs and different courseworks available for Black Studies majors, and where to find information about courses that students have taken in the past. So now let's talk briefly about how you can get major credit for your UC EAP courses. So first of all, you should know that all of the courses you take on UC EAP will automatically come back on your transcript and count towards your graduation requirements. So there's nothing you need to do for that to happen. You automatically get those units back on your transcript. However, getting credit towards major or minor requirements for a course you take abroad is not automatic. So first, you have to take appropriate courses while abroad and get approval from your major department. I'm also going to take this time to remind you that you don't necessarily need to take major coursework while abroad, as long as you'll still graduate on time. You may very well fulfill all of your major requirements here at UC Santa Barbara before you leave on your program, or maybe you're just going abroad for a summer, in which case you can take whatever classes you want while abroad. If you are taking major coursework abroad, it must be upper division, and more often than not, must be taken for a letter grade. You always want to make sure you communicate with your major advisor before you go, and even maybe while you are abroad as well. What you plan to take and what you actually enroll in might end up being two different things. Sometimes courses where students don't register for the courses until they get abroad. So that means a course you were thinking about taking might not actually be offered, or maybe there's a scheduling conflict. So that's why it's really important that you do your planning ahead of time and pick a program that will work for you and allow you to be adaptable with the coursework that you take. For example, if you go to a host university that happens to have a Black Studies department, probably won't matter what you decide to take if it's a different course from when you originally planned. But if you're taking courses from a variety of different departments abroad, then it might be a little more particular with what you can take. So you always want to make sure you're in contact with your department and making sure you're taking the appropriate courses. If you happen to, have a question, you can always reach out to your major advisor while abroad and see if they can answer your questions or concerns. Teresa, do you have anything you would like to add about that?
Oh, yeah, I would just like to reiterate that if you are planning to study abroad, the first thing would be to check in with me, even if you are not sure which courses that you want to take. It's a good idea to try and plan courses that could apply to the major. And also, I will say that if you're coming near your senior or your final year, you want to keep in mind of the senior thesis requirements, which must be taken at UCSB. So if you want to study abroad, we can absolutely look at courses that could apply to any of the upper division area requirements. And I know that I worked with students on this before COVID. So there's definitely ways to take courses that can apply to the major. And just making sure you plan it out as carefully as you can and keeping in mind of the senior thesis 190 ABC series that have to be taken here on the UCSB campus.
Awesome, thank you so much, Teresa. So again, just to wrap up this slide, getting official approval for major credit for a course you took abroad happens after you've returned and you've received your grades from UCEAP and you petition your academic department. Grades can take about 90 days to post after the end of your program. So make sure you keep all of your syllabi and your coursework to support your petition process, just to make sure that process goes smoothly and you get all of the credit that you need. All right, so we're coming up on the end of this presentation and you may feel a little overwhelmed at this point. I presented a lot of different types of information and not a lot of it is straightforward. There's different websites for you to look at, different databases, and you're right if you're feeling overwhelmed, and I really apologize for that. But the reality is that UCEAP offers a wide range of programs, different types, different terms, different countries, different languages. There's just so many different options to choose from. These programs are for all UC students for all 9 campuses. And again, new programs get added every year. So you have a lot of choices and we can't just simply say, oh, you're a Black Studies major, go to University of Ghana, take these courses and they will count for your major. It fortunately isn't as simple as that. But the good news is that here at UCSB EAP, we're all available to help. Our office is open for business, both in person and virtually. We have staff and student advisors all ready to help you guys all on your journey and answer all of the questions you need. So please just drop on by and see us. You can ask, or any of our peer advisors, any general questions about study abroad. You can always reach out to one of the regional advisors as well once you've identified a country or countries even that you're interested in and you want to know a little more specifics. So just some final tips I have for you all. You want to start the planning now. That way you'll have the most options open to you and you will pick the program that best meets your needs. Research all of your different options. You can also attend more meetings. We have tons of info meetings running all quarter. In addition to those Friday meetings I mentioned at the beginning, we've also had a bunch of different country specific meetings as well. At this point, a lot of those meetings have already happened, so be sure to check out our calendar on our website to see if you've maybe missed one. And if you did, no worries, just be sure to come back to our YouTube channel. All of our meetings have been recorded and we are editing them and posting them to our YouTube channel as a reference for you guys as soon as possible. So don't worry, you didn't miss out on any of that information. Just wait for it to show up on YouTube. You can also check our calendar for anything happening the rest of this week and next week as well, in case there's something else you guys might want to check out. Definitely consult with all of your advisors. This could be an EAP advisor, this could be Teresa, this could be a college advisor. Make sure you're utilizing all of your resources when it comes to planning for studying abroad. And my last tip for you all is just don't miss out. If you don't apply for this, you won't go. Again, you have nothing to lose when it comes to studying abroad. So, please submit an application and give yourself this opportunity, because this could be your classroom. So again, I want to thank you all for coming and for listening to this presentation. I will go ahead, I'll stop recording and open it up for Q&A.